more than a quarter of a mile away, crouched like some monstrous beast on the black rocks that rose from the sea. The Chateau d'If, the prison from which no one had ever escaped, and no one had ever returned alive.
Welcome to the Chateau d'If, my young friend. You'll find we have excellent accommodations for traitors.
But I'm not a traitor. My name is Edmond Dantes. If you'll just let me explain...
Put this miserable hothead in one of our most luxurious dungeons to cool off. And mind the steps on the way down.
If you'll send for my employer, Monsieur Morel, he can prove that I'm not a traitor. No, please. You can't lock me in there.
Be done with it. Throw him in.
Please. Please. I'm innocent. You can't do this. I'm innocent. Innocent! It was in the early spring, in the year 1815, that I brought the Pharaon safely into her home port of Marseille. I was not her captain, I was her first mate, but I had taken over command when the captain had been fatally injured during one of those sudden, disastrous storms which raged down from the north. We would miss Captain Leclerc. He had been greatly respected by his crew, and by Monsieur Morel, who owned the Pharaon.
The captain was a good man. A fine sailor.
He taught me all I know about the sea, Monsieur Morel.
I noticed that just before the storm, you made a brief stop at the island of Elba. Since Napoleon is imprisoned there, I thought it was forbidden to land.
The captain rowed ashore alone. He was back in an hour, and we continued on our course for Marseille.
Well, I'm sure it was a personal errand. However, I think it would be better if neither of us mentioned that stop. Someone else might interpret it as an act of treason. Now, Edmund... Edmund?
I'm sorry, sir. I thought I heard someone in the companionway. Just nerves, I suppose.
Anyone would be nervous the day before their wedding. Incidentally, I have a very special present for you and your bride, Captain Dantes.
Mercedes' father is planning on having the wedding ceremony in the garden. What did you say, sir?
Congratulations, Captain Dantes.
You mean it, sir? Captain of the Pharaon? But there are so many other men who have been aboard her much longer than I.
Captain Leclerc was your age when he took command of the Pharaon. He's always spoken highly of your integrity and seamanship. I'm sure this is what he would want.
It's almost too much to expect. To be married, to be captain of this fine ship.
Will you get out of here?
We'll expect you at the wedding at noon tomorrow. Oh, excuse me, Danglars. Did you want something?
Nothing that can't wait until later. Congratulations on your marriage.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Danglars.
And we'll see about your fancy new title, too. Captain Dantes.
Ferdinand, you are closer to me than any friend I have. Why won't you stay for the wedding tomorrow?
Feeling as I do about you, it wouldn't be right.
But you've always known I'd marry Edmund.
Mercedes!
The bridegroom has arrived.
Ferdinand, I'd like you to leave, please.
I wish he'd never come back from his last voyage.
Mercedes!
Edmund! Edmund, I'm here in the garden.
Oh, my darling, my dearest.
I can barely breathe, Edmund.
You'll be even more breathless when you hear the good news. Mercedes, I'm going to be captain of the Pharaon. That means you can sail with me as the captain's wife. Nothing can ever separate us now.
This'll do it, my good friend. In the hands of the proper authorities, we'll be rid of Captain Dantes. And you'll be able to marry Mercedes.
Are you sure it'll work?
It says right in the ship's log that we stopped at Elba, and the captain went ashore. He's dead now. No one knows why he went ashore.
There was no message of any kind in his cabin?
None. I went over it with a fine-tooth comb. That's why our little plan can't miss. We say right in here that the captain brought a message from Napoleon himself for Dantes to deliver here in Marseille. That's treason, man. Treason!
To get Mercedes, I'll try anything.
This is the end for Dantes. And with him out of the way, I'll not only be captain of the Pharaon, I'll run old Morel right out of the shipping business. I'm with you. Then so be it. Caderousse, you old thief. Get over here. We need you to run an errand for us.
Your pleasure, gentlemen.
This is a charge of treason against a traitor to France. Can you see that it gets into the proper hands first thing tomorrow morning?
Indeed I can. The deputy prosecutor is one of my best customers.
Done. And done. Here and now. How about another round of grog? A bon voyage drink to Edmond Dantes, eh? Ha 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 ha.
I don't believe you've met my son, Maximilian.
If any person knows any just reason why these two should not be joined in holy wedlock, may he speak now or forever hold his peace.
I have a warrant for the arrest of one Edmond Dantes. Is he here? And since the aforementioned Edmond Dantes stands accused and has been charged with treason, he is hereby sentenced to be imprisoned in the dungeons of the Chateau d'If for life.
No, I'm innocent. I'm innocent. I am not a traitor. I am innocent.
I remember. There was a saying carved on our sundial in the garden. It said, "Time is a gentle deity." Time is not a gentle deity. It is the worst of demons. It has tested me for 5 long years against the endless darkness, endless despair. It has pushed me towards the very edge of madness. And only my hatred and my insatiable desire to escape from this place and avenge myself. The tapping. There it is again. Can someone be trying to communicate with me? There is someone there, on the other side of this wall.
There, my son. It is done. And neither of us shall ever be alone again.
I thank God for the sound of a human voice. I thought I would go mad talking to myself even another day.
How long have you been a guest of the Chateau d'If?
5 years that have passed like 20.
Have you a family on the outside?
A father and a fiancée. And you?
Only myself. And yours is the first friendly voice I have heard in... well, it will soon be 10 years.
10 years? I will surely be forgotten by then, if I am not already forgotten.
Is there any news of Edmund today? Have you heard from my son?
You mustn't talk. Save your strength. Edmund will be home soon. We must never lose hope.
Monsieur Morel, we must have added capital, or you will lose your ships.
Captain Danglars, I have mortgaged my home, this building, everything I own. I don't know how I can raise another franc.
Perhaps I might be able to find some backing for us. A rich, silent partner. That is, if you'd be willing to risk such an arrangement.
Anything to save Morel and Son, Captain Danglars. You know I have the most implicit faith in any suggestions you have to offer. Mercedes, you can't throw your life away like this. Edmund has been in prison for more than 5 years. We don't even know if he's alive.
I'm not ready to give up hope.
I don't know how much more time I'll have before I'm ordered to another post. Please, Mercedes, marry me.
Oh, Edmund. Edmund. I need you so desperately.
Edmund, was she all that beautiful?
Oh, all that and more, old man.
Then we must be certain that you'll see her again. Eh, Edmund? I have a plan to escape.
Abbe Faria, do you really think we can do it? No one has ever escaped alive from the Chateau d'If.
Perhaps no one has ever had the thing necessary to endure the years it would take to dig such a tunnel to freedom, my son.
Are you speaking of faith?
Faith tempered, made strong, unshakable by yet another emotion, my boy. By hope. To hope is to succeed.
To hope is to succeed. Well, when do we begin this tunnel to freedom of yours, Abbe Faria?
In just a few more days, we should reach the outer wall. And then we wait for a moonless night.
Nothing can stop us. Nothing. No. No, first you must rest. Then we will talk.
There is no time. I am dying, my son. You must listen. But listen carefully and remember. Never lose this, Edmund. It will lead you to great riches when you escape. Everything you need to know is written down. The island of Monte Cristo. Follow the notches on the face of the cliff.
We will escape together. We will share it together.
No. You must go alone. The tunnel is gone. Finished. But there is another way.
You have my promise, old man. I will escape from this place. And if there is a treasure of Monte Cristo, I'll find it. Peace. Peace to you, beloved friend. You have earned your rest.
In there. He's all yours. Trussed in a canvas bag with a cannonball at his feet to weigh him down. Poor old duffer. Maybe he'll welcome the cemetery of the Chateau d'If. Well, what sort of strange fish is this?
Chateau d'If.
Never heard of it, friend. Now, just be still and try and get your strength back. You're safe with Jacopo.
Safe. I'm safe.
To all intents and purposes, I am but a humble fisherman who does a little smuggling to make ends meet.
You'll never regret having fished me from the sea, Jacopo. I will make you a rich man.
As you see fit, my lord.
Jacopo, I meant what I said. Have you ever heard of an island called Monte Cristo?
I used it once as a hideout. A miserable, rocky place not worth its weight in stale sardines, I'd say.
Can you take us there?
But I've just finished telling you.
I said you'd never regret fishing me from the sea, my friend. Take us to Monte Cristo, and I'll prove it.
Hoist the sail, Dantes. With a good wind at our back, we'll be at the island in a day or two.
Jacopo, over here. It's just as the Abbé said it would be. The first of the notches in stone. And a second notch.
Here's the third. And a fourth.
2 more should mark the entrance to the cave.
I'm afraid, my friend, we have come to what you might call an impasse.
It must have taken at least a dozen men to block the entrance.
Well, we might try one of the old traditional terms like open sesame and the rock will go sailing out into space.
Sailing out into space. Jacopo, friend, you're a genius. What a brilliant idea.
Happy to oblige. But what idea?
Pour all the gunpowder you have into my handkerchief. Even the powder in your pistols. Jacopo! It worked!
Never has there been such a treasure.
And never will such riches be put to such good use, Jacopo. With this wealth, I will strike back against my enemies. Caderousse, Ferdinand de Mondego, Gaspar Dongla. They will wish they'd never known the name of Edmond Dantes. Edmond Dantes. No, first another name. A name to attract, to tempt them. A name to bait my trap of revenge. Behold, Jacopo, before you stands the Count of Monte Cristo. It had been 15 years since I was imprisoned in the Chateau d'If. Now I had come back to Marseille with the riches I uncovered on the island of Monte Cristo, certain that no one would recognize me. And thus I began my search to find and destroy those who had tried to destroy me.
The Count of Monte Cristo, you say?
Recently arrived in Marseille, seeking a little information.
What kind of information, my lord?
Shall we say, valuable information? When I was considerably younger, I was attacked by a band of thugs. A young sailor came to my rescue. Now that I have made my fortune, I have come to reward him for his bravery.
And his name?
I believe it was Edmond Dantes. Then you know this man?
Oh, no, sir, no. Not personally. But there was an Edmond Dantes many years ago. I hear he died.
There was another seaman with Dantes. A rough, burly man.
Ah, him I did know. A braggart and a bully, but a master swordsman if ever there was one. He worked for old Morel, ended up stealing his shipping business away from him. Now he's the Baron Danglars, head of his own bank. Has a pretty young daughter, Miss Valentine. She's smit with old Morel's son, Maximilian. Lot of good it'll do either one of them.
The Baron Danglars, a banker. How convenient. There was a third party about whom I'm seeking information. Purely for his own benefit, you understand. He was a soldier. I believe he knew Edmond Dantes.
De Mondego.
De Mondego, that's the name. Then he's still here in Marseille?
I should say so, my lord. He's the Marquis de Mondego. Commands His Majesty's troops stationed here in Marseille. Crack shot with a pistol, I hear. And seen in all the best places with his wife, the Marquise Mercedes de Mondego.
Mercedes?
If there's anything else His Honor would like to know.
Nothing. The diamond is yours. Oh, take it, man. There's many more where that came from. It was perfect. Perfect. I found out everything I needed to know. And if that old crook didn't recognize me, nobody will.
Then we'll be staying here in Marseille?
In the finest mansion money can buy. First thing tomorrow morning, we'll sell some of the jewels and...
I'd rather you didn't do that, kind sir. Just hand them jewels over to me, and they'll be put to much better use.
Oh, you fool, you poor, greedy old fool. Caderousse, don't you know who I am?
You know my name?
Look closely. I am Edmond Dantes.
Dantes! My diamond! My diamond!
1/3 of my mission is over. Jacopo! Jacopo! Where are you, man? Come, we have much to do in the city of Marseille. You're an excellent teacher.
Oh, a smuggler learns how to defend himself. Concentrate, Edmund. Make each stroke count. Baron Danglars is a master swordsman. Ah, see? You missed.
Indeed. Have you examined the drape just behind you?
Let me see now. Did you say 2 or 3 million francs?
It makes no difference to the Count.
Only to me. The Count has no idea how much money he has. He only knows what he wants. He wants...
L'Espérance. The Hope. The name alone sold me on her, Jacopo. Not that she isn't the most beautiful sailing vessel I've ever seen.
Now, hold your breath and slowly squeeze the trigger. Keep your sights steady. Steady. The town is buzzing about you, Edmund. Everyone is anxious to meet this mysterious, wealthy stranger who's settled in their midst.
All in good time, Jacopo. First, we must discover what Danglars did to my old friend, Monsieur Morel.
I cannot understand why the Count of Monte Cristo should wish to visit our place of business.
I have come a long way to see you and your son, Monsieur Morel. Your reputation in the world of shipping is known and respected.
Be that as it may, good sir, I have already filed bankruptcy papers for the firm of Morel and Son. Ship owners. It wasn't your fault, Father. Your only blame was in believing that other people are as honest as you. The competition has been too much for us. We have been undermined by other companies. I'm not afraid to say his name. Gaspard Danglars set out to ruin you, and he did. But there is no finer firm than that of Morel and Son, sir, and no better businessman in the shipping field than my father.
I have always believed that integrity should be repaid with opportunity. I am offering Morel and Son, ship owners, a carte blanche contract to handle the entire global needs of the Count of Monte Cristo.
Father, you heard what he said?
A contract to be sealed by this bank draft, made out in your name, Monsieur Morel, for 1 million francs. It is done, Jacopo. And now the delicious game of revenge. Now come, we must set the stage to receive the affluent members of Marseille society, in particular, Baron Danglars and the Marquis de Mondego.
It has been much too long since I've had the pleasure of seeing you in the company of your illustrious husband.
I'm afraid the Marquis has far too many military duties to allow him the luxury of enjoying the social world.
Have either of you met our mystery host?
I have never seen or met the Count.
I have been told by someone very close to the Count that he's interested in backing a new passenger line to America, Baron Danglars.
Marseille is rampant with rumors about the Count, kind sir.
Still, if there is any truth in the information, it would be most propitious now to invest in such a passenger line.
If my father finds us together, Maximilian,
I have grown to loathe the sound of the name of Danglars.
it is my name too, my dearest.
Valentine, I cannot live without you.
Somehow we will find a way to convince Father that we belong together.
The Count of Monte Cristo! Madame Marquise, may I present the Count of Monte Cristo?
Madame Marquise.
Her husband, the Marquis Ferdinand de Mondego.
Sir.
Monsieur Count, since you have been so kind as to extend the hospitality of your home to us, we hope we will be able to return the gesture.
You will see more of me, my dear Baron Danglars. You both will. I would say it was a most successful party, on all counts. Neither Mercedes nor Ferdinand had the slightest suspicion I was anyone other than the Count of Monte Cristo.
Even Baron Danglars didn't recognize you. Something tells me he's going to take the bait about that passenger line investment.
I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if the good Baron Danglars doesn't soon find himself in quite a nasty financial situation.
Through the courtesy of...
The Count of Monte Cristo? Yes, I've been expecting him. Show him in immediately.
It is most important, sir, that we discuss the matter of your low cash level. I am being dunned by several gentlemen to whom you are heavily in debt.
Will you stop babbling about such paltry matters and usher in the Count?
This way, sir.
It was a most delightful party, my dear Count. I was flattered to be invited.
I'll come right to the point, Baron. I wish to deposit some money in your bank. Funds I can use for everyday expenses.
Whatever you wish, sir.
Then I assume you have no objections to 6 million francs?
6 million?
In cash. I will be withdrawing small sums from time to time, but there's always more where this came from. Until we meet again, Baron Danglars.
Your Honor. Andre! I want the list of all those debts you mentioned. I intend paying them this morning. And Andre, there's one other thing. I want you to find out everything you can about some new passenger line bonds. You might let the rumor trickle out that I have unlimited funds with which to purchase such bonds. Yes, unlimited funds.
I'm certain Father didn't see me slip out.
It all seems so hopeless. To love each other as we do. To have to hide our love.
Well, and isn't this a pretty picture?
Father!
Young man, I warned you what I would do if I discovered you near my daughter again.
Oh, Father, don't! There is something I have meant to ask you several times.
I have no secrets from a beautiful woman.
Like everyone else, I'm curious about your home and your family. It has been whispered that you are the exiled son of English royalty.
An intriguing idea.
Others believe you went to the Orient as a young man where you amassed a vast fortune from smuggling.
I like that even better.
Then you really won't tell me who you are.
There will come a time when you will know. May I help you? The step up to the dock can be a little tricky.
Thank you.
You see? I told you it was tricky.
I'll thank you to put my wife down, sir.
Ferdinand, aren't you the least bit grateful that the Count just kept me from tumbling into the lake?
I know of only one way of expressing my gratitude to the Count for the romantic scene I have just witnessed. I demand the satisfaction of defending the honor of my name and the dishonor you have brought to the house of de Mondego.
Ferdinand, no!
I will send my second to your home within the hour.
As you see fit, sir.
May we leave now, my dear? There are preparations to be made.
I think a little target practice might come in handy this afternoon, good Jacopo. That would be the good Marquis's second, naming the time and place.
I'll bring him to you.
only wish that pistol were loaded and you would pull the trigger.
That is a most depressing sentiment, Madame Marquise.
But truly heartfelt, Edmond Dantes.
How long have you known?
I had a caller this afternoon, Monsieur Morel. He is an old man who thinks slowly, but very thoroughly. And he added together all the pieces. Edmond, you can't go through with this duel. It would be suicide for you to face Ferdinand.
It would be cowardice if I didn't.
Oh, Edmond, Edmond. The rule of the gun is all he knows. It is his life.
Those who live by the gun. Why didn't you wait?
I love you, Edmond.
Perhaps soon we... That would be your husband's second. Jacopo will show you to a side entrance. And Mercedes.
Yes, Edmond.
I wouldn't worry too much about the outcome.
Gentlemen, at my command, you will take 10 paces, then turn and fire. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
The next time you'll inspect your weapon before it is fired, sir. Except there will not be a next time.
What's the matter, Ferdinand? Afraid I might not be the sitting duck like so many others before me? Or are you afraid to fire at an old friend? Come! You won Mercedes from me once. Now win her from me again.
No, you can't be. Edmond Dantes died in the Chateau d'If. You're dead! Do you hear me? Dead! Dead!
Well, after the good Marquis's remarkable display of courage, he won't dare face anyone in France ever again.
2 down.
And that leaves only Baron Gaspard Danglars. And then, young man?
He took Valentine and dragged her away from the park. I haven't seen her since.
I don't understand why you have come to me.
I didn't know who else to turn to. I went to the Marquise de Mondego's house, hoping she might speak to Baron Danglars, but there was no one there.
Are you certain?
A servant said that she and the Marquis left this morning. Carriage was piled high with their baggage. She left this for you.
Dearest Edmond, my heart is with you, but Ferdinand is a broken man. He will need me in the days to come. Try to understand. With all my love, Mercedes.
Do you trust me enough to do exactly as I tell you?
I'd be a fool if I didn't. After what you've done for myself and my father.
Then go home and pack your clothes and bring them aboard L'Espérance. Tell your father you are going away with me, that he is not to worry. Be on your way, my boy. And you have my word. I'll take care of everything.
And now, the final act.
Hurry to the bank as quickly as possible and play the scene exactly as we have rehearsed it.
The good Baron will never know a more outraged investor.
How I wish I could see his face when he discovers the true contents of that money chest. But I have an urgent errand to rescue a lady in distress. Baron Danglars, please unlock the door. Baron Danglars!
Oh, for heaven's sake, Andre, will you please remember that this is a banking concern and stop that infernal noise?
I just know that something terrible has happened. You see, this man came running into the bank, screaming something about a non-existent passenger line, and that the Baron better have the money to back up what they had invested. He was mad, out of his mind.
You sound as if you were out of your mind too, Andre.
He was screaming that he had to have at least 4 million francs in cash, or they'd both go to jail. Then the Baron closed the door.
Yes, and then?
And then there was all sorts of thrashing about in there. And some sort of wooden box being smashed, and paper being thrown around. And then...
Valentine! Miss Valentine!
Where is my daughter?
She should be in there, in her bedroom, sir. I was dusting the hall when a tall, handsome man in a cloak rushed into the house. He ran up the stairs and into her room, shutting the door.
Get out of the way and let me at that door. Since you saw fit to help ruin my marriage and my life, I am making certain your daughter finds happiness. Signed, the Count of Monte Cristo, also known to you as Edmond Dantes. He is the one responsible for my financial ruin. Order my carriage. If I have to scour this whole city, I'll find and stop that man.
Is everyone aboard, Jacopo?
Aboard and anxious to sail, my lord.
Then be quick and take Miss Danglars to her cabin. Our other passenger is not to know that she's aboard until we reach Monte Cristo Island in the morning.
Just come with me, miss. You're expecting trouble?
It won't take the Baron too long to narrow down the places where he can find me. Quick, get her below where she can't see anything that is going to happen.
Stand to! You have no other choice but to try to defend yourself. Edmond Dantes.
Yes, I have heard of your prowess with a sword, Baron Danglars. But the pleasure will be all mine, I assure you.
You'll regret that you ever dared tamper with me, Dantes. I thought you dead. Now, I'll see you dead.
Jacopo! Jacopo! To the wheel! We sail!
It isn't that I'm not grateful you brought me here, but shouldn't I have stayed in Marseille to help my father?
You will soon have much important work of your own to do, my boy.
But in Marseille, I could at least have been near someone I shall never see again.
I made you a promise, and I intend to keep it.
There is a padre in the village, a friend of the Count. He'll be most happy to perform the wedding ceremony. But where is the Count? He was here just a moment ago. He asked me to give you this note. He regrets that he will not be able to be here for your wedding.
But I don't understand. Maximilian, what does he say?
My dearest Maximilian and Valentine, to you I give all my worldly possessions, with the exception of my beloved sailing vessel, L'Esperance.
I have used my wealth badly in the name of revenge. And revenge becomes a bitter, bitter medicine to taste. Make this island your home. Use its treasures wisely and well.
Maximilian, L'Esperance is sailing. The Count must be aboard her.
It was his wish to sail alone.
Now I shall begin my life anew, not as the vengeance-racked Count of Monte Cristo, but as myself, Edmond Dantes. I chose the name L'Esperance for this ship in memory of a dear old friend I knew long, long ago in the Chateau d'If. L'Esperance means hope. May it be a guide for all our lives. I know it will be for mine.